News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
Looking for a warm and caring dentist for your child? Children's Dentistry of Pahrump is now accepting new patients for all your dental needs. Medicaid and most insurances are accepted. At Children's Dentistry, we cater to children and adults with special needs or dental fears. Children needing extensive dental work such as wisdom teeth extractions with general anesthesia and sedation services available when necessary. Come in and enter to win a Wii or PlayStation. Call Children's Dentistry of Pahrump at 751-2184 for your child's choice in dentistry.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome to News 46's Weekend Review, your #1 source for local news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue responded to a structure fire on Emma Street west of Banovich. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were dispatched to a structure fire here on Emma Street this afternoon. It all began after 2 p.m. when dispatchers received a report of a bedroom on fire. Apparently, the occupants were still trying to fight the blaze. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene to find a room and contents fire, which was quickly extending to the rest of the structure. Nye County Sheriff's deputies also arrived on scene to assist firefighters. Reports came in that there were still animals inside the home and that all occupants were safely evacuated from this structure. It appears that one of the occupants, a child, had actually arrived on scene just getting off the school bus to find her home on fire. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue quickly extinguished the blaze. The home is suffering from extreme smoke and water damage at this point, as well as that room that was completely on fire. They were able to contain it to that area of the structure. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Emma Street for News 46. And we speak to Fire Chief Scott Lewis, who gives us an update on the Emma Street fire, which occurred this past Monday.
Yes, we did. We had a report of a structure fire. It was reported to be a bedroom fire with rapidly advancing conditions, and the occupants were evacuating. Upon arrival, we did in fact find a 1-story single-family dwelling. We had heavy fire showing what we would refer as the delta side, which is the right side of the structure. It actually had compromised the window, was lapping up the side of the building and into the gable vents into the roof area above. The crews arrived on location, and we determined that in fact all occupants had been secured and were in a safe place. The crews mounted an interior offensive attack, made great progress, and halted the forward progress of that fire within approximately 4 or 5 minutes after arrival.
And I know that all occupants, but they had a couple animals that unfortunately didn't make it out.
Yeah, there was 2 cats that were saved, and unfortunately 8 were lost. They were all located within the same room. It had severe heat and smoke damage in that area, and so they appeared to succumb from those type of conditions.
Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue conducted the investigation on the scene.
Yeah, well, actually the investigation is still underway, but it appears to be accidental in nature at this point of the investigation, and once we conclude that, we'll let you know what happened.
All right, and then the occupants, was there only one inside the structure at the time?
It's our understanding that there was one occupant, a female, who safely egressed on her own.
Are they able to live inside the home at this point?
No, there was severe fire damage in the area of origin, and then there was severe heat and smoke damage throughout the remainder of the structure.
And so we have Valley Electric, I'm sure, arrive on scene and shut off the electricity to that building. Does it look like it will be able to be occupied soon or no?
It'll probably be a while before it can be occupied. Again, some of the structural members were compromised. It was a heavy fire condition in that area, and it had well ventilated, so it had a good air supply, and it caused the damage as a result.
On May 1st of last year, 56-year-old Michael Frazier was murdered after he was stabbed over 27 times. Then 21-year-old Antoinette Bell was also stabbed. Luckily, she survived. A total of 6 suspects have been arrested stemming from this horrific event, which appears to have been drug-related. News 46 has an exclusive interview with Donner Street stabbing victim Antoinette Bell, who speaks out for the first time publicly. On May 1st of 2010, Michael Frazier was murdered on Donner Street. Antoinette Bell was stabbed over 27 times. We're going to speak to her in an exclusive interview with News 46. Here's Antoinette Bell.
I am doing actually pretty good for being stabbed 32 times.
So it's 32?
32, yes. Well, I didn't technically count, but that's what the medics said when I was being in the helicopter transported to UMC.
How long was the recovery? I know you probably still have some issues.
About a week and a half. Yeah.
And you were in protective custody, but now you're back with your mom?
And protective custody, no. I was staying in the hospital, and I was staying in Vegas at a women's shelter.
Wow. So you're back with mom now?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that day.
The day. Well, it was like a pretty bad tragedy. Mm-hmm. I amazingly got back up after I got stabbed in the throat. For being stabbed right by the jugular in the main artery. It was pretty seriously tragedy. I was really mentally disturbed for a second there.
And Michael Frazier, what happened that night when all this went down, or that day when all this went down? You guys were in the trailer together. You guys were dating?
Well, I wouldn't pretty much try to say that, but yes, we were.
He's quite a bit older than you. How old are you?
I'm 22.
And he was?
56 or 50 something.
So tell me a little bit about what happened after that. They came into the trailer there.
Yep, and they decided to help themselves on Michael and stab him in the eye and pretty much try to take me out. But I was a witness, and I believe that's the only reason why he did it. I wasn't attacking at all.
Do you know why this happened?
I think it was out of some...
It's drug-related, right?
Just issues. Not drug-related, just issues beyond the reasonable doubt. He wanted to take over the town over... repeatedly said by him, and his presence were...
We're talking about Mike Maxwell there, saying that he wanted to be the king of Pahrump as far as meth dealing goes.
Well, as far as anything goes, he just wanted to have more power and control, and figuring that he could take out somebody, he just thought he might. And I pulled myself together over the serious thing that happened. It was pretty bad.
So how are you doing now?
Well, I could say I'm sick for the moment, but I'll fight the cold that I have. And
how are you feeling about the court hearings that are going on now?
I'm feeling like they need to do something about it. That it's not fair that Vicky Garcia's got out, but therefore, there are some things that you can't really control.
Are you a little afraid that she's out?
I'm not afraid because I'm just not. I'm not afraid very much of anything after that point.
Will you be staying away from crowds like this in the future?
I'm no longer related or around or even having any association. So.
This is Deanna O'Donnell at the Nye County Courthouse for News 46. And 2 lawsuits were served last week to the town of Pahrump employees and associates by Anthony Greco, stemming from his arrest for the alleged arson on his home located on Pahrump Valley Boulevard. The lawsuit names the unincorporated town of Pahrump, town manager Bill Kohlbarger, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Lewis, each of the 5 town board members individually, a volunteer at the Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, a human resource employee for the town of Pahrump, and the council for the town of Pahrump, who is Armstrong Teasdale. Each is being sued for $500 million. Bill Kohlbarger and Scott Lewis have separate suits, as well as the town of Pahrump and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, for $500 million each, and that equals $1 billion for those. Greco is representing himself in the suit, which he claims that he was wrongfully arrested, and is also suing for violation of HIPAA laws. The state fire marshal who brought the claim of arson to the district attorney who filed the arson charges against Greco and his girlfriend was allegedly not named in the suit, nor was the Nye County Sheriff's Office, who was also on scene. Stephanie Lopez, founder of the Facebook webpage Positive Prump, has now answered a $26 million lawsuit who was filed by Anthony Greco. The suit asked for damages, alleging that on her website were comments accusing Greco of being a murderer. A motion was filed last week to dismiss or issue a summary judgment in her favor. Also, she asked for the Rule 11 sanction to be brought against Greco, that he be held accountable for filing frivolous lawsuits. Lopez's motion states Greco was indicted, arrested, and put on trial in federal court in 1999 under allegations he was involved in an organized crime murder in New York City. The charges against Greco were dropped in 2002, and Anthony Greco has also contacted us and said that he was never actually arrested in that case. Still more local news when News 46's News in Review returns. Don't go anywhere.
Pahrum's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
And welcome back. Regional Director Carrie Fries lets you know about some open volunteer positions now available at the AYSO.
Here at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park, we're going to speak with Regional Commissioner Carrie Fries for AYSO.
AYSO is a youth soccer organization for kids ages 4 through 18. We've been doing this for quite a few years. Just get the kids out playing soccer, and not only soccer and physical activities, but it helps them grow as a person.
Yeah, definitely. Also gets them out of the house. It keeps them active, and so that's very important. I'm glad you guys have this going on. I know last year we had a great turnout. What are your goals for this year? And do you want more kids to be involved, or even more volunteers?
We definitely want all the kids that we can get involved, and for that we also need more volunteers. We need coaches. The more kids we have, we need coaches to supply them, otherwise we won't be able to have, keep the kids that we want to keep.
Yeah. What about referees, even snack bar, anything above like that? Are you guys looking for that also?
Oh, definitely. Referees, we definitely need them. Without the referees, we will not have games, and the kids won't be able to play.
Do they have to be trained, or do you provide the training?
We provide the training. It's everything in AYSO is we don't get paid for it. It's all volunteer work. For referees, it's usually a one-day event, and we train you and we'll mentor you. And you do not have to have a child in AYSO to volunteer in anything. We ask high schools, retirees, anybody who wants to help the youth in our community. That's what we're looking for.
Definitely. For people who want to sign up, what type of information do they need? Do they need anything specific?
For volunteer, they just need to fill out a volunteer application, which includes a background check.
Okay. And how can they contact you if they want to find out more specific information?
Any information, you could go to our website, which is prumpayso.clubspaces.com, or even go to ayso.org, and that will tell you everything you need to know about AYSO's organization.
Well, there you go. You heard it from your very own Carrie Fries from Prump's AYSO. I'm Nathan Hollenbeck for News 46.
Attorney Nancy Lord has filed for the seat of the 5th Judicial District Court judge. That seat is currently held by Kim Wonker. Attorney Nancy Lord is vying for the seat of the 5th Judicial District Judge against Judge Kim Wonker. We're going to speak to Nancy right now.
I did. I filed on Wednesday, and I'll be running.
I know that last time you ran for district attorney, why did you decide to be in the 5th Judicial District?
Because I've always wanted to be a judge. I've loved this court. I love the work that I do here. I didn't go for the appointment because I have a very good practice, and to give that up on an appointment kind of made me nervous. What if the people didn't want me, But if the people elect me, then I'm fine with it. I'll be happy to go there every day, and that'll be what I do, hopefully for the rest of my career.
I know that you're an active attorney here in town, and so you will be giving up your practice completely if you actually win this race.
Yes, you have to give your practice up completely. I've already arranged for my intellectual property work to go to a big firm in Washington, and the other ones I'll just find homes for as they're appropriate.
And I know that you're running against Judge Kim Wonker.
That's correct.
Do you see any reason why you would think that she's not appropriate in that position right now, or you just want to run and see what the public decides?
I think I would make a better judge, but obviously that's what anybody would say. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of trial work. It doesn't really show here because I've done a lot of things out of state. but I've actually had 2 out-and-out federal wins in criminal court and 1 mistrial and a couple of dismissals at the last minute. And I've done a number of state criminal trials, a number of family law trials, and several other civil trials, both bench trial and jury trial. And that's important to have that actual litigation courtroom experience. Because there's things like in family law, you really loosen up a little on the rules of evidence. You know, there's no jury there, especially when a child is involved. You want to really know as much as you can about what's going on. You don't want to say, I don't want to see that because there's some, little rule that you didn't follow. So you really want to judge who's been there. And I've been there not only as an attorney, but as an expert witness for several years before I even went to law school.
And I know, how long have you been an attorney?
I graduated from Georgetown in 1990. So it's over 20 years.
There you go. And if you don't win this election, will you be continuing?
Of course.
Continue with your attorney, with you being an attorney out here in Pahrump as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So we'll be seeing your signs and more information and you a little bit more out there around town.
Yes, I'll be around. If anyone wants to ask me something, they can. I just hope that I'd like to just say something for all the people that have called me and really needed my help but wanted like a consult or contingency or something that I just couldn't do. And please don't hold that against me. I don't take something on unless I can do it and do a bang-up job. And I'm only one person. I don't have a flock of associates I can pass things off on. So if I said no, it was because I just couldn't do it. And please take a look at my background and try to get past that.
Doug Brendel has another new show here on KPVM called Why Do You Think That?
Well, we tried to get What Are You Selling off the ground, and the biggest stumbling block we ran into was studio time. The main studio, as you know, is where we do all of our local shows, and the show that we're doing here doesn't really rely on regularly scheduled times for the studio. When people are ready to come in and tell me what they want to sell, I need to get in there. So the owner of the station, Vernon Van Winkle, he said, hey, I've got a little corner of the place over here, Rave Audio Studios. They set all this up over here. But now the nice thing about it, Deanna, is that somebody wants to come in here pretty much on the spur of the moment. They can sit down and say, Doug, I've got a 1948 Chevy that I'm selling, want $500, we'll part it out, OBO, my phone number is, and we can just fly with it. This is my workstation throughout the day anyway. So Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I'm here. Come on down and see me.
There you go. And there's a camera set up, or are we doing this audio or what?
It is a camera setup. It's a video feed, and most of the content that we're doing for the 2 shows, as I mentioned, we're doing What Are You Selling, where people can sell what they have. And Vernon also has kicked off Why Do You Think That? And that'll be one where people can come in and we can keep it topical for that day. If you see something in the news that kind of gets burr under your saddle, or maybe you're happy and you want to announce to the world that that's the case, you can come on down and you can get on and sit there for a couple minutes and talk with me, and we'll let the Pahrump Valley know, why do you think that?
There you go. And this is a really great price for What Are You Selling, especially what do you think that is not a fee?
Yeah, there's no charge to come on for Why Do You Think That? And What Are You Selling, I should mention, they did have the prices set at $25. We have since reduced those to $20, and that includes any photographs you want to bring of the items that you're selling and the description. That's all. We're keeping it nice and simple.
How many times does that run?
I think we're going to be in here shooting every day, so that What Are You Selling will probably not be in a show format, since it will be showing up mainly on our TV Guide channel, 46.4. We'll just be throwing things in there in between programs like commercials.
So that's going to keep running on that one channel. So when people, especially when we're going digital completely on February 1st, people are going to see this go on 46.4, and you'll get to see this many times. I've been even hearing around town, this show is going like wildfire. What are you selling?
Yeah, people like it because it gives you a chance to turn what you have into cash, if it's sitting in your closet or in the backyard or what have you, in the corner of the garage. And even if you're going to have a garage sale, this can enhance your garage sale. You can give me a laundry list of items that you're selling, and as long as you want to provide a photograph of each one, you get that much more entailed description of each thing you have for sale. So it's a nice thing. It's more like classified ads than it is your typical TV commercial spot.
So people can come at the station from 9 to 4 every day, but can they also call?
Oh, yeah. If you want to call me, you can get a hold of me on my cell at 702-576-7908, or I've got my email here at the station, doug@kpvm.tv.
And Dream Chaser Horse Rescue may be a great choice for your next fundraiser. Well, as you may know, Dream Chaser Horse Ranch has been going through a little bit of a hardship. We're going to speak to Diane Davis about how you can help.
Well, the property is very insecure, to be honest with you. We've tried for 3 years to work on a modification, and Chase has done nothing but give us a runaround. They drug it out until they got us in such a deep hole that they knew we couldn't have the lump sum to pay it off. And all it took was my sister getting sick and not being able to work for a few months. And what they couldn't do in 2.5 years, suddenly they were able to do in 2 weeks, and say, well, now you don't have enough income to afford the property. And they tried to slap a sale date on it. Well, I was able to get that stopped. But anyway, what we're trying to do now is we want to put together a series of fundraising events, because I'm not asking anyone to just come and hand money over to me. But we want to, through a series of fundraising events, try to raise the money to pay off what's left, which is $155,000.
So people can have fundraisers and you can be the beneficiary of that fundraiser, or you want a location for a fundraiser?
Either way, they can provide us with a location, because we've got some people that says, well, I'd cook a dinner if you got a place to hold it. Yeah. They can do bake sales for us. They can do car washes. They can save aluminum cans and the plastic bottles for us. Every little bit's going to help, and every bit of it that we collect throughout these fundraisers is going to go into a special fund to just pay off the mortgage, because once the property is secured, then everything else has fallen in place for the rescue to be in pretty good condition.
Wonderful. How can people donate to Dream Chaser Horse Ranch? How can they contact you about the fundraisers?
Well, hopefully we'll get news out about events that's coming up, but if they have a fundraiser they want to do, if they got a location for us to hold one, they can reach me at 513-0945. That is a cell phone, and if I don't answer, it's just because I'm busy with someone else, and I'll get back to you. Again, that number is 513-0945. They can also come by. They can help out here if they...
Because you're looking for volunteers, too.
Oh, definitely, because unfortunately, where there's basically just 2 or 3 of us that run this operation, it's hard for us to be here keeping things done that needs to be done for the horses and be at another location doing a fundraiser at the same time.
Exactly. So, and we are here on Murphy Street.
Yes, it's 3610 North Murphy. Our little section of Murphy, a lot of people don't know where it's at, but they can feel free to call me. I'll gladly tell them how to get here.
And once again, her phone number, 513-0945. You can volunteer or donate to Dream Chaser Horse Ranch. They are a 501c3, and it is tax deductible. This is Deanne O'Donnell for News 46. A representative from the Las Vegas Tea Party spoke at the Republican Women's Meeting at the Pahrump Senior Center.
I'm with the Las Vegas Valley Tea Party. We've been operating about a year and a half now, and we are offering a spot for people to come when they're not quite comfortable with the Democratic Party and they're not quite comfortable with the Republican Party, and they'd like to sort of voice what they're unhappy about, but yet we're all like-minded conservatives.
I know that the Tea Party and Republicans are closely related, but the Tea Party has a little bit different take on things. They really go from the conservative roots, don't they?
We do, and we go with the grassroots down. We really get into the local things as well as the national, and we really work hard on giving everyone a platform to be able to work on either a cause or help a candidate. And we're a nonprofit, so therefore we can't really endorse anybody, but we really offer the opportunity for everybody to learn about the candidates or the causes And we're working on like Nevada Clean Up the Vote, voter fraud right now, and we're holding a great meeting next Monday night, the 16th of January, at Tommy Rocker's over on Dean Martin Boulevard between Tropicana and Flamingo. And we're having the president of the National Rifle Association as our guest speaker, and he's going to talk to us about the Second Amendment.
The Newt train has entered Pahrump. We spoke to Representative Tiffany Rugner about her choice for president, Newt Gingrich.
Newt Gingrich has helped push conservative legislation, more conservative legislation, through Congress over the last 50 years. Other than Ronald Reagan and his conservatism, Newt Gingrich represents the core values of the Republican Party, at least the conservative side.
Do you think people are wanting to go more towards the conservative side now?
Yes. People are sick and tired of the government getting into our business and getting into our lives and getting into our pocketbooks. So I think there's a general shift of people towards conservatism, which is smaller government and lower taxes, and Newt Gingrich epitomizes those two things.
Let's talk a little bit about his history, a little bit about Newt in general. What does he stand for?
Well, Newt Gingrich was the Speaker of the House, and it's given him a lot of good experience, hands-on experience, how Washington, D.C. works. I've gone quite a bit to Washington, D.C., and it's kind of a political monster there, or a political machine, and he knows how to get around the political machine, and I feel very confident as president he will be able to get more done than any other candidate that has stood on the stage at the debates.
And with the Tea Party coming out in such full force, Newt has kind of related himself to them a little bit, hasn't he?
Yes, actually, as a matter of fact, on Saturday, the Nevada Republican Assembly overwhelmingly voted in their straw poll for Newt Gingrich. Additionally, every member of the leadership voted for Newt Gingrich. They endorsed Newt Gingrich. So as far as the Tea Party is concerned, or real true constitutional conservatives, it seems that Newt Gingrich has really got the heart of Nevada.
Nevada is a conservative state. What have you been hearing mostly from the citizens about Newt's campaign?
Well, I went to the Nevada Men's Republican Luncheon today, and people came up to me and they said that they feel that Newt is the best conservative in this race, and that they hope that his opponent doesn't win. And it seems like he's getting a lot of support in Nevada.
I know we are here at the Republicans Women's Association meeting. What are some of the things that you've been hearing here?
Well, it's interesting because I've been handing out the 21st century contract for America, and everybody has been coming up to me to grab one of those. Everyone wants to know what is Newt Gingrich's plan and how he intends to implement them. And you can find the 21st century contract with America at newt.org. You would, of course, go to newt.org to find out more information about Newt Gingrich, about his history, about what he's doing now, what the campaign's doing, and, of course, his 21st century contract with America.
More with News 46's News in Review. Don't go anywhere.
Pahrum's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Is there a violation of the open meeting law? In a majority vote, 3 out of 5 Nye County commissioners decided to relieve Nye County Manager Rick Osborne of his duties. This in a time when Assistant County Manager Pam Webster is finishing up her position. She is set to resign in March. It looks like possibly Director of Community Development Daryl Lacey may be absorbing their duties until suitable replacements can be found.
I wouldn't say terminated. I was advised yesterday at 3:30 by him that evidently there was 3 commissioners that no longer wanted his services, and that he has exercised his package to leave.
Are we releasing the name of the 3 commissioners that no longer wanted his services?
Well, evidently, I mean, I'm just I don't know, but Commissioner Boraski and myself weren't consulted about this, so we don't know anything about it other than what we've heard in the press and what Mr. Osborne told me yesterday.
And so he approached you to, did they have a meeting with him?
I don't think he had a meeting with them. He had a meeting with the district attorney.
And then, so there was no discussion amongst all the commissioners on this?
No, but my understanding it's on the next agenda to let him go.
Does it have to be a majority? Is that why 3 commissioners? Or?
Well, it's a 5-member board, so Mr. Osborne is an at-will employee, so that means it only takes 3 commissioners to let him go.
Has there been anything in his employment that would say that he wasn't doing his job correctly or he wasn't needed?
Nothing I know of. Like I say, Mr. Osborne is an at-will employee. He can be let go for any reason. He does not have to have a cause to let him go.
How long has he been working for us?
I think he's on his 4th year.
Are we going to be searching for a replacement for him?
First of all, we have to have a meeting to come to that consensus, I would think.
Who will be taking over his job duties while he is no longer there?
I believe the assistant county manager's job description is to take over if there's anything that happens to the county manager.
Isn't the assistant county manager leaving as well?
She has said that she wanted to retire, yes.
And when is she retiring?
I think March, April, somewhere in that deadline.
And so when do you think that Rick Osborne will be let go or retiring?
Well, there will be a meeting, the next meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. This subject will come up in front of the commissioners.
So both these positions will be open. We'll have to have their jobs absorbed at least temporarily by the staff that we already have.
Well, first of all, we've got to go into meeting to come to that consensus or that decision, and that hasn't been made yet.
The Seraptimists of the Pahrump Valley are looking for applicants for the Women's Opportunity Award.
This one is what we call WOA. It's Women's Opportunity Award, and specifically it's geared towards women who are head of household and the primary support of their family, who have gone back into the workforce in order to better their employment opportunities. And this has been around for probably 40 years, and we've been doing it every year here. And one year, our candidate came in 2nd place in the region, and that's out of 60 different clubs. So we're very proud of this award, and they can pick up their application forms either at Cece's Beauty Zone or at American Family Insurance, which is on Loop Road. They call it 160. Mm-hmm. The addresses are 160, but they're actually on Loop. So they can pick them up in either one of those 2 places.
And what kind of qualifications do you need? Besides the head of household, do you need anything else? Do you need to write an essay? What do you need to do?
We usually have them write an essay and to explain what they're doing and what schooling they're taking, and explain what their financial situation is. And they do have to show a financial need. Mm-hmm. So it's relatively simple. This is geared towards the women. So and again, the women that have been involved in it, it's been a huge help. It's not going to take them through 10 years of college, but what it is going to do is help them out at this time with their expenses.
And the award is monetary, it's for a scholarship, and are they obligated to use it for that?
No, it's a monetary award, and they can use it for whatever they want. It's a way of rewarding and recognizing the need to go back to school, and and for those women who find that that's the best way to enhance their marketable skills. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's so important, because we see that as often as not, it's the women who have to learn a new field or learn a field. So because maybe they've been housewives for years. So this is really, and we don't limit that money. It's a check to them, and they're good to go.
There you go. And for more information, can they call you?
Yes, of course, they can call me. I use my cell phone. It's 702-845-4748.
The Pahrump Valley Softball Association invites you down to sign up for lots of fun.
Pahrump Valley Softball Association is gearing up for the new teams. We're going to speak with Ken and Darlene.
The Pahrump Valley Softball Association is a nonprofit corporation chartered through the state of Nevada. I started it 6 years ago, to run the adult softball leagues here in Pahrump. We play down at Petrick Park in our league games. We play 5 nights a week. We have men, women, and co-ed leagues, You must be at least 17 and a half years old or older in order to play in the leagues. If you're 18 or older, that's fine. If you're under 18, 17 and a half, you must do it with a parent's consent, and proof of your age.
And how can people volunteer?
It's not really a volunteer program, because like the coaches of the different teams, are usually selected from the teams, and it's usually whoever goes out and organizes a team, those are the ones that are usually wind up being the coach, manager of that team, or whatever. There's really not any volunteer positions open. Umpires umpire the game, scorekeepers that keep track of the score and everything like that are paid positions, that are paid for by the teams or by the association. We have a meeting coming up, this coming Saturday, which is Saturday the 14th of January at 6:30 at the Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza. It's like an organizational meeting for the new year and also for teams to get registered, for the up-and-coming year. And anybody that's interested in playing on a team, they're not a one, they can make that meeting, and we can always make sure, they get hooked up with whatever type of team they want to play, whether it's men, women, or co-ed.
How many teams do we have?
This last year for the seasons that we run, which is spring and summer combined, and also fall league, we had a total of 42 teams, for the total year.
I like that. Okay, very nice. And if people wanted to contact, if they do want to volunteer, you said you guys are looking for umpires which are being paid. How can they contact you?
They can contact me or Ken, and we also have the Vice President, Faith Smith.
Do you guys have a website?
We're in the process, of setting one up, all right? Right now we don't. We are on Facebook. You can just go into Facebook and type in PVSA, and it'll take you to our page, all right? Or you can call me, which is 727-6413. Or our Vice President and Secretary, which is Faith Smith. She's at 1-702-340-8861.
Are your games only in Pahrump? Which park are they? Is it at?
We play all of our games, down at Petrick Park. Sometimes when we have tournaments during the year, if they're large enough, we also possibly have to use the fields over at Duch.
So they're basically all home games, no away games.
No, the leagues, are strictly all league, just played here in Pahrump. They're doubleheader leagues, so every night a team would come out and play. They would always play 2 games.
And once again, that's this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. You can meet them at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza. You can reach them at 727-6413. I'm Nathan Hollenbeck for News 46.
And Zach Fuentes spoke to Lori Wall and Marion Maxfield about this year's Relay for Life.
Our celebration is this Saturday, January 14th at the Nugget Event Center from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And we'll be celebrating our survivors and also it's a kickoff for our Relay for Life, which will be this year. It's Saturday, May 19th and 20th at the Petrack Park.
Okay, and Marion, can you tell us a little bit about what you guys do at the kickoff celebration?
Oh, we really have a lot of fun. All the team captains are going to have tables there because that's part of their fundraiser. We'll have survivor sign-up table because we want to get all the survivors signed up. We'll have a luminaria table. We'll be selling the new luminaria bags. And it's just a good time. We'll have some videos and some speakers, and it's just a very nice event.
A lot of fun. And so this is going to be on January 14th. The actual Relay for Life event is going to be in May. Can you tell us a little bit about what you guys do with that?
Our relay is the American Cancer Society. It's their main fundraiser that they have throughout the nation, actually the world. It's worldwide. It's their main fundraiser to raise funds to help fight cancer through research, through services that they provide to everyone, through Road to Recovery. That's a transportation service that people can use to be transported to and from treatment. Reach to Recovery, which is a breast cancer service. We have services here in Pahrump. It's called our Cancer Patient Gift Closet. All the money raised helps support all of these services, including the 1-800 number that they have, where you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and also the cancer patient website, it's cancer.org, which is available, of course, 24 hours a day also for people that are maybe have family that's been recently diagnosed, or cancer patient themselves been diagnosed. They can ask questions and get a live person every time they call or go online. They can ask a question and someone will answer them.
Great. And Marion, how can people who maybe are suffering with cancer right now, how can they find out how to get the benefits that Relay for Life raises?
Well, they can go online. They can go to Pahrump, the Pahrump site for Relay for Life. It's relayforlife.org/PaHrumpNV, or cancer.org. There's ACS.org. Oh my gosh, there's just all kinds of sites online. They can call 1-800-227-2345. They can come to the kickoff party. There'll be all kinds of information there at the kickoff party, and just check out, see what we're all about. If you've never been to any of the Relay events, now's a good time to come to the kickoff party. There'll be all kinds of information there, and it's just fun. It's a fun event.
And so the actual event is going to be for Relay for Life is going to be May 19th through 20th, and the kickoff party is going to be this Saturday, January 14th. If people want to go to the kickoff party, once again, how can they find out about that, and how can they reach you?
If they have any questions, they can call me directly. My phone number is 775-209-0385. If I can't answer right away, I will call them back as soon as I can.
Commissioner Gary Hollis will be lecturing at the Pahrump Valley Historical Museum this Saturday regarding the Yucca Mountain Nuclear Repository.
Yes, I am. I'm going to be discussing a look at Yucca Mountain Repository.
I know that the repository is still, you've been speaking in Washington about it, and it's still kind of up in the air, even though a lot of people think it's completely over with, but it's really not, is it? Is a repository needed for nuclear waste in this country? What's happening to the nuclear waste right now at this point?
Well, the nuclear waste right now is being stored on site in dry cask storage. You asked me whether a repository is needed. Yes, a deep geological repository is needed. Even with reprocessing, there is isotopes in there that cannot be reprocessed and there's no use for. Those would have to go into a deep geological repository. What's going to happen with all the defense waste that we have? We have utterly tons of defense waste that's sitting around, like Hanford, Washington, for instance. They have liquid radioactive material in tanks. Those tanks are leaking, and it could get into the Columbia River. So we need to get the liquid into a glass form, put into a canister, and Yucca Mountain would be needed for that.
I know there's several questions that we're asking here on the flyer, and one is, can the waste be transported safely?
Yes, the National Academy of Science, the DOE, and the NRC, and every country that has nuclear energy has determined that transportation of nuclear waste is safe. We transport nuclear spent fuel every day in this country. It's just we don't broadcast that we're moving the spent fuel, but nuclear waste is being moved safely every single day.
And I know that there's two other questions. Leaving the waste where they are a solution, and is Yucca Mountain geologically safe?
Well, leaving the waste where it is just pawning the decision off to our future generations on a decision that we should be making. And that's the reason why they came up with Yucca Mountain in the first place, in a mountain that is 1,000 feet below the surface and 1,000 feet from the water table, is so that we can actually store this waste properly and safely.
A lot of people are really interested in what you have to say about Yucca Mountain and what's going on with Yucca Mountain. So this weekend, they can come at 1 p.m. on Saturday to the Pahrump Valley Historical Museum there on Basin and find out more answers to their questions. It's kind of an open forum, so people are welcome to put their hand up and ask all the different questions, as well as quite a impressive display of what's going on at Yucca Mountain there.
Yes, there is a display there at the museum that we have historical documents. There is pictures of nuclear shots. There is information on nuclear waste. And this is just a forum for people to be able to answer or ask their questions, and there will be scientists and people there. If I can't answer it, they can.
And anyone can volunteer at Dream Chaser Horse Rescue. We spoke to Diane Davis and Sterling Freeman. Dream Chaser Horse Rescue needs volunteers and donations as well to keep all these horses fed and taken care of. We're going to speak to Diane Davis and Sterling Freeman.
He graduated from high school, and he was given the option. He could continue to go to school until he was, I think, 25, or he could go and take on the position of a job. It didn't have to be a paying job, but a somewhere where he goes to get familiar with the responsibilities of working, getting him going to work every day, learning a routine, that kind of thing. And him and his mother both volunteer at the ranch. And so when he was asked what he wanted to do to continue school or to come to the ranch, he elected to come to the ranch. Actually, he said, was given the option, do you want to go to school or do you want to go out and find a job? And his answer was, I want to go to the ranch. Yeah. So he's been coming and volunteering at the ranch ever since, and he's really a major help to us.
So Sterling, you like the horses at the ranch?
Yes, I do. I like to show for all day, and I know come on down, and talk to the horses, and that's it.
Beautiful. So tell me, Sterling also is a big guy, helps a lot with the hay and everything, and every single day. This is a big job at the ranch, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, he usually comes 5 days a week, not all 7, but hi, sweetie. He is a major help when he's there because we're fanatical about cleaning water buckets, and if we've got one that after one of our wonderful windstorms that needs dumped when it's still got a lot of water in it, and he's the one who can usually handle the job. He realizes I'm not getting any younger, and so he helps me lift the hay, and so he's a major help.
Wonderful. Everybody can volunteer at the ranch too, just like Sterling, just like the help that you're doing there with the horses. How can they do that?
Pretty much anyone can. All they need is a true interest in the horses. They don't have to have experience, but anyway, they can give me a call at 513-0945. I'll get to the phone as quick as I can. Like yesterday, I got kind of bombarded, so I missed a couple calls, but I'll get back to you as quick as I can. But give me a call at 513-0945. There's a wide range of things that can be done, from grooming to cleaning stalls like he likes to do, to helping feed. We don't say, when someone comes out to volunteer, we don't say, well, you got to do this or you got to do that. It's a matter of they tell us what they're willing to do, what they're comfortable with, and we go from there.
And people can donate, of course, as well. And Dream Chaser Horse Rescue needs as much help as they can get, especially right now. And that would be the same phone number.
Yes, that is true. And where we are launching the events of trying to raise the money to get the ranch out of trouble, the volunteers really come in handy right now because, needless to say, I can't be there taking care of horses and off doing an event at the same time. So we get spread pretty thin. So,
Sterling, tell everybody to come down to Dream Chaser Horse Ranch.
Hey, let's head down to the horse ranch, and we're gonna have fun.
30-year-old Jeff Dennis was scheduled to undergo kidney transplant surgery. However, the medication that he must take for a lifetime is very expensive. The medication is needed so that his body does not reject the donor kidney. At this time, he's unable to have a transplant until he raises at least $7,500 for the medication. Next Tuesday, the Maverick is hosting a fundraiser to benefit Jeff Dennis. Nobody comes together like the citizens here in Pahrump in a time of need, and Jeff Dennis is in a time of need. This next Tuesday night at the Maverick on Mesquite is a fundraiser to benefit him.
Yes, we have a donation coming out for Jeff. Over here, he's getting a kidney transplant, and the medication's not able to come across for the medication and stuff like that. So we're doing an auction, raffles, 50-50 raffle prizes, door prizes. All the local business owners are giving us gift certificates and everything, so we're sponsoring them over there, and we're going to be auctioning these things off over there at the Maverick.
This is going to be a great event from 6:30 to 8:30, and there's a meal that we're providing. All the proceeds are going to be going to the money that he needs, which I think is $7,500 he needs for medication, actually, for him not to reject his new kidney.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, and the country fried steak dinner, everything's going to be homemade and everything. I'll have a full buffet set up with the line servers and everything like we had there for our New Year's party and everything. So I'm hoping we have a really good turnout on this. We're really family orientated. We're the new owners and everything. We want to keep the things same at the Maverick, and and bring in to help out our community around here. And that's what it's all about for us, sticking together and taking care of each other.
Tell me about Jeff Dennis himself.
Jeff Dennis, he's 30 years old. He's on dialysis and doing stuff like that for this kidney. He's coming up, we got to get this taken care of. And if he does the kidney transplant, if he ain't got the medication, it's not going to help him out. So, I think with all of us getting together and helping out and contributing to this, I think we can help another family member out in Pahrump here. So.
Wonderful. Do you know how he's doing right now?
He is on dialysis and stuff like that. He will be there on for the 17th and everything. Mm-hmm. He will be there, and so everybody can talk to him, and because he wants to see everybody that's contributing and helping out, and thank everybody also. So him and his family have been such great. They came into us, and I jumped on it right away, and let's help this kiddo out. So
wonderful. So people can donate to this if they can't make the event. How can they donate to him?
We have our donation jar over there at the Maverick. It's set up over there. There's also the website and everything that they can go to, which is documented over there at the Maverick, and where they can drop. There's an account number in there and stuff. There's a website, and there's all that information there at the Maverick. Just stop in there and stop in there and see us, and we'll get that taken care of. We'll get you guys the information.
For more information, you can call 513-2299 if you can't attend this event next Tuesday at the Maverick from 6:30 to 8:30. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. And if you would like to help Jeff Dennis, you can also log on to helphopelive.org or call 1-800-642-8399. Well, that's all, folks, with News 46's Week in Review. Of course, some of the events include for this weekend, of course, that lecture at 1 p.m. at the Pahrump Valley Historical Museum, and that is on Basin, and Commissioner Gary Hollis will be speaking. On Sunday is the poker tournament to benefit the vets. The doors open at noon, and the poker tournament starts at 1. It's a $60 buy-in at the Pahrump Nugget. Of course, that is a great fundraiser to go to if you like poker. And we'll see you again here next week. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Have a great weekend.